Good morning and welcome to Kid News, generously sponsored today by the Campbell family of Charlotte, North Carolina. Today is Monday, April 12th, 2021. And we begin with the highly anticipated first ever chopper flight on Mars pushed back a few more days. Ingenuity's big event was supposed to happen overnight last night, but a test to get its rotors up to full flying speed ended earlier than it was supposed to, and NASA needs to find out why. The helicopter will now stay grounded until at least this Wednesday. Great Britain is gearing up for a royal goodbye. 99-year-old Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth, will be laid to rest this coming Saturday following 8 days of national mourning, a ceremonial procession to Windsor Castle, and a kingdom-wide moment of silence. The affair will be colorful, but still smaller than usual, mostly because of COVID, but also because the former naval officer and World War II veteran didn't want a fuss to be made. Prince Harry has already made the trip from California to England, and sources say he'll be by the side of his brother William for their grandfather's farewell service. The Duke of Edinburgh was just weeks away from celebrating his 100th birthday when he passed away peacefully at his home Friday morning. If you're a middle schooler, you're likely next in line for a vaccine. Over the weekend, Pfizer officially asked the Food and Drug Administration to okay shots for those between 12 and 15 years old. The urgent request comes just 1 week after the company announced that its vaccine is 100% safe and effective for that age group, and as cases continue to spike among young teens in some states. In Michigan, for example, case rates in kids 10 to 19 are at an all-time high. The process to greenlight its use down to 12 is expected to take days or weeks instead of months, which means shots could begin by summer in time for camps and before kids head back to school. It's considered the most important discovery since that of King Tut's tomb 100 years ago. Egypt's best-known archaeologist says he and his team have unearthed an ancient city that dates back to the Golden Age 3,400 years ago. What's more, they weren't even looking for it. They stumbled upon its zigzagging walls while searching for another Tut temple near Luxor on the Nile River. So far, the dig team has found tools, ovens, pottery, even an inscription that says the lost golden city was known as the Dazzling Aten. Wearing his trademark Indiana Jones hat, Dr. Zahi Hawass told reporters that while we spend a lot of time talking about mummies, this find will tell us about their lives, information that's been hard to come by until now. In other Kid News notes, lots of people make trips to Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida, but not too many run from one to the other. Don Muchow of Texas did, though, to highlight the importance of exercise for those with the blood sugar disorder diabetes. He started in February of last year, but had to stop and restart twice because of the pandemic. His mouse-to-mouse distance, 2,831 miles. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is doing very little to quash the idea of a presidential run. Following a poll showing surprising support, he tweeted, "Not sure our founding fathers ever envisioned a 6'4", bald, tattooed, half-black, half-Samoan, pickup truck driving, fanny pack wearing guy joining their club, but if it ever happens, it'd be my honor to serve." And the green jacket belongs to Japan. Hideki Matsuyama won the Masters tournament in Augusta, Georgia by 1 stroke yesterday to become the first male golfer from his country to ever win a major championship. And for every Masters winner is a Masters blooper. This year's came from Billy Horschel, whose legs went out from under him while walking down a hill, shoeless, to retrieve his ball from a creek on the 13th hole. The fall was bad, the grass stain on his white pants worse. He knew the moment would light up social, and it did. Billy went on to save face and par with a jaw-dropping shot out of the water and onto the green. That's it for Kid News. Now, today's Kid News quiz. Ingenuity's flight on Mars is delayed until when? Wednesday at the earliest. Why is Great Britain in 8 days of mourning? because 99-year-old Prince Philip, the husband of the Queen, passed away on Friday. Pfizer is asking the FDA to approve its vaccine for what age group? Kids 12 to 15. Who won the Masters Golf Tournament? Hideki Matsuyama of Japan. In one for the road, a kid who grew up near San Diego did his hometown proud over the weekend. Friday night, Padres pitcher Joe Musgrove threw a no-hitter. Not only was it his first, it was the first one in the 52-year history of the team. Like most baseball players, though, Joe is superstitious. He knew that he was in a zone by the third or fourth inning, and he wasn't about to jinx it with a trip to the bathroom, even though he had already downed 11 or 12 bottles of water and really needed to go. Somehow, someway, he was able to hold it just long enough to make baseball history. Before we go, we want to give a shout out to some of our KidNuz teachers in their classrooms, starting with Mrs. Stone at Antelope Elementary in Syracuse, Utah, Mrs. Lewis at Putnam County High School in Granville, Illinois, Mrs. Ochoa, who wants her kids to soar at RJ Nutra in Lemoore, California, Ms. Witt at LB Williams in Mitchell, South Dakota, and Mrs. Loden at Walls Elementary in Kent, Ohio, where her students listen every day, love learning about current events, and value KidNuz as a trusted news source. We're so glad and thank you. That's it for us today. It really helps if you rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.